Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're diving into something that seriously could level up your writing game. How to edit your work using ChatGPT Canvas. So as always, you can check the pinned comment below for further guide and extra tips to get the most out of it. And so let's jump right into it. So as you can see, we are back here in ChatGPT's Canvas feature. As you can see right here, very different. And so what we should do right here, and the benefits with edit writing in the Canvas feature rather than the usual ChatGPT chat room right over here, is that there are plenty of things for you to tweak out. Like, for example, right here, you can just type it out with extra stuff by yourself, or there's an easier way. Like for this one, you can, there's this icon right here with the chat bubble with a plus sign. And as you put your cursor right here, it highlights this specific section right here. So for example, let's say this is the intro for your essay. So this essay is about like the Oscar season overall. And you want to extend that even further. Hold on, I can't see that. There we go. Okay, so you want to ask ChatGPT about anything. Yet you can ask ChatGPT to edit or explain or even further prompts just to tweak out with this specific prompt. For me, let's say, would you mind if you lengthen this beginning section if you can or do? All right, let's send this off and see how this works out. As you can see, look at that. It not only just focus on retweaking that certain part, it doesn't even affect the rest of the other sections right here. See, look at that. Only this one. As you can see with the show changes right here, this is the previous one, and here's the added one that just put in more words and details with this section. See? Very easy writing edit right here with just this feature. Just click on this one and just write like how specific you can go with this prompt, and ChatGPT will whip up right there, and here's how it's ended up. There we go. Now, this feature is not the only one you can try and prompt to lengthen that specific section. Not only that, you can also lengthen with the entire thing, not just by prompting it. Right over here, you can also use the feature from this one, this panel. Here comes adjust the length. You can see here, you can click this one, and there are different levels. So this is the current length right here, and sorry about that. And as you'll see, you can go shorter, or you could add in a lot more words and details with your essay or any writing projects you want. You could go brief, so brief, or you could go extra and lengthen it right here. So let me show you the difference. Let's go shorter, like here. Let me click this one. So you can see the arrow. Once you scroll it down, it turns into this one. Let's click this one, and let's see how it would change. All right, it's currently generating right now. Let's see how far it would go once I adjust the length to shorten it. Okay. All right. Here it is. And yep, it just ended here. Look at that. Let me show you the changes. Yep. Right here, it just crossed out some. Okay, it changes. Right here, it reduces quite a lot of parts right here when you adjust the length. Now, why don't I make it longer this time? See, let's go to the longest, and boom. And let's see how that would change with adding much more parts and everything with what you're having ChatGPT to make. All right. Look at that. A gradual process right here. Okay. Usually with the shortest, it ends right over here. But then it's starting to add a bit more. Look at that. See? All right. Okay. Look at that. It adds more sections with the essay topic that you want to make about. All right. And then we have another section right here. All right. Look, it doesn't stop. Look at that. And okay. I think we're going to reach the end. All right. And there we go. Look at that. See right here? It adds more. And once again, let me show you the changes. Look at that. Okay. See? The shorter version. And this is the longer version. Look at that. See? Right here. Okay. Voila. Very easy, right? It's not just, you can just keep prompting it over and over. Simple as that. You can go here, adjust the length, just scroll it up or down, or whichever your interest with leaning your length of your writing project. And yeah, look at that. Okay, so you got your essay looking really good. It's all adjusted with the right length. It's very detailed. However, what you need to think about is how would the readers or anyone reading this would understand this or be clear with what they're diving into very well. So if you think the content itself, with what it's worded here, it felt too broad, too complicated, or an opposite, like felt too simple, and has to find the right balance, or as you would call that, as the reading level, there is an option for that, which is this one right here. See, let me help you out here, right over here in the middle, reading level. So with this one, you could just scroll up. Let's say this is your reading level. You could scroll up if you wanted to go to graduate school level, or you could go down here to kindergarten level. All right. If you want it more formal, scholarly, like go right here. Again, you want it, again, simple, kindergarten. Let's tone it down to middle school level. Okay, so as you'll see, what you notice the words like the Oscars represent the highest honors in Hollywood, a symbol of creative excellence and industry recognition. And it begins in September. These events are more than showcases for cinema. Okay, remember this current reading level? And what if I switch it to middle school level? All right, let's wait out for the process. All right, here it is. And now, as you can see, the wording is much more different. The Oscars are the biggest movie awards in the world. See? Very toned down with the wording from this essay right here. See? You've noticed more, very fitting with the middle school level here. Like, in the end, the Oscars are still one of the most exciting. See? Like, these words are very more familiar and broad to general audiences. Even for younger demographic on this, they would kind of understand it. See what do you mean? See, you understand, right? Yep. And this is quite super handy, I must say. And also, let's do one more. Let's go high graduate school level. Let me scroll up and see, remember that? And let's test this one right over here. Okay, there we go. So while it's processing, if you find this video helpful so far, don't forget to subscribe to get notified whenever we post a new video. And if you could take just 2 seconds to smash that like button, it would help us get traction in the YouTube algorithm. Alright, so notice the difference right over here. Look at that, it's much more complex than the previous one with the middle school level. See? Look at that. Paradigmatic. See? The complex words that you see in higher levels. Look at that. It's really helpful. Look at that. It's just a simple adjustment with the reading level option. See? You can just scroll up. You want a more complex, down for more simplistic wording. Easy, right? Okay, so I may have gotten a bit more adjustment myself. All right, let's just say that I got the right wording that I'm very satisfied with, the right length of this essay that I'm doing, for instance. Now, let's go put in the finishing touch on this. And then there's this feature right here, a very simple one. It's called the Add Final Polish right over here. So just to be sure, just go to the lower right corner and then go to the second one, add final polish with the ones that looks like a broom or a brush right here. Just click on that. There we go. It becomes an arrow, a send button, and then there we go. Just a simple click. Okay, so this is how the final polish does. All right. Okay, here it is. As you can see, there's a little bit of spacing here just to separate the sections really well. All right. As you can see, the length and the wording, it becomes a bit more cleaner. All right, here's another one. There we go. It adds a bit more, like the conclusion right here, it didn't have in the draft, and now it did. Look at that. See? It's smooths out right here. There we go. Look at that from start to the bottom. It felt fully fleshed. And see right here. Very effective, very clean. All just a simple click. And that's about it with using ChatGPT's Canvas feature on editing with the writing you're doing here. And yeah, I hope you're satisfied and feeling guided and felt like this is helpful for you. If you do, just leave a comment below. And don't forget to leave a like on this. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody. And have a great day. And have a great evening to everybody.